And Kobane resisted and get a victory against this Daesh, and then still, till now, still resisting and still struggling against those attacks, brutal attacks on Rojava, till today. Let me say, I am from Kobane and I know the reality, what's going on really. When Daesh attacked Kobane, when they finished, Daesh was finished, I went to the Kobane and to this, the graves of the martyrs in Kobane. There was about 860 martyrs who fought against Daesh, and they were martyred in Kobane. And also, as numbers we could get from our friends over there, about 6,000 Daesh members, they were also killed. And this struggle continued for 134 days, just to have the first victory against Daesh, and Daesh to be defeated in Kobane. But this struggle continued after that. Till now, recently, I was in Kobane again. Those people in the same grave now, there are more than 1,200, and more than that, maybe 1,300 martyrs in the grave, and still the fighting is continuing against Daesh. So what does it mean? It means this Daesh is still continuing and still is used by some other sides, just like cells against, sleeping cells against this administration and these people over here. So Daesh, if you defeat Daesh, and maybe you can kill a lot of them. But if you don't get against the people who are using Daesh, the sides like Turkey and others, using Daesh and supporting them with the people and opening the way, supporting them with money, whatever it is, sources, this Daesh will continue. So it means we have to continue our struggle about those powers using Daesh against the humanity, against the world. And of course, there was a victory for the 1st of November. It was for World Day because of Kobane. And I would like, this is the one in the favor of Kobane, to be able to unite all the democratic powers, democratic sides, democratic organization over all the world. To have the unity of these people. And now everybody knows Kobane, how they have done, how they protected the humanitarian values. So Kobane became, a sign for everybody who likes this struggle, because they were able to stand, to defend the humanitarian values, just not they protected themselves, but also they protected the humanity from the values used, for all the humanity. Maybe we are not talking about the governments, because the government are still using, their benefits and their trade and whatever it is. And now, let me say this, till now, till today, we are still facing these attacks, these brutal attacks. By Turkey in these areas is a kind of revenge for Daesh because it was defeated. Their plan to eradicate the Kurdish people, the Kurdish communities, not only in Rojava, but also in everywhere, still in the main policy of the Turkish regime till now. And Turkish regime still is accepted by the world. Nobody can say anything. Maybe today we have drones, we have shellings every day through the border to the Kurdish areas in northeast of Syria. But also still, this plan continuing because not only of Rojava, they are using chemical weapons in the guerrillas, which is the last point, for defending the Kurdish people, the Kurdish being, And they are not inside the Turkish border. And also, inside Turkey, maybe thousands of the people, tens of thousands of the people, they are in prison, and there is a killing every day, killing the Kurdish people, and even the prisoners, they are not released till their death. So I think for this Kobane, the World Kobane Day, we have to think of the Kurdish people and their situation now, and maybe all the hegemonic powers, they are keeping silent. They are silent about the Turkish being just because of their interest. And they are still, nobody can say anything. And even, somebody who was the doctors' associations, in medicine association in Turkey, just because she wanted to ask about investigation or to say that is needed for investigating the chemical weapons, and she's in the prison now. So, the world should see the reality. And I would like, if this regime is continuing in Turkey, and the world is keeping silent about what Turkey is doing, the Daesh and the similar organization will continue. We should be sure of that. They are using Daesh. All the cells till now in Rojava, which was captured by our people, they have relations with them. And also, maybe most of you who follow the news, there was, a prison, Hasaka prison. What happened in there? It was attacked by Daesh too. To go again, for Daesh to organize themselves and to return to the Khilafah regime or the Islamic States again. And it was supported, and those people, since then, they are being trained in the occupied areas in north of Syria, in Rasul Ain, in Tel Aviv, because we are defending our being, our existence, everywhere, in Rojava, in South Kurdistan, in North Kurdistan, but that's not enough, because the danger is bigger than that. We will still continuing, and I think this struggle, maybe the Kurdish people, it became a traditional Kurdish struggle against such kind of enemies. And I think that humanity started to understand the Kurdish people and the Kurdish movement and what they are looking for humanity, for protecting the humanitarian values. And we should remember, this slogan, which is used in all the world now, Jiyan, Azadi, it was first used in Kobane, for our women defending Kobane. And now this became a slogan for all the world. That's the Kurdish people, all the world are aware of what's going on with the Kurdish people. Of course, we are talking about the community which is looking for the freedom and democracy. And now the revolution in Iran is continuing. And what we can see, the Kurdish people and the Kurdish nation, there are more than 50 million in the Middle East. And the Middle East is the heart of the world. So we have to be aware that if we want to really to have a change and peace and stability in the Middle East, we should solve this Kurdish issue. And this is very clear, and I think it will be a big gain, a big victory for the humanity if the Kurdish people can do something and to have their democratic rights against the humanity. So this is, I think, now the duty for everybody, all the freedom lovers, all the democracy defenders and the tied to the democratic values, they should defend the Kurdish people, the Kurdish struggle, not only in Rojava, but also in South Kurdistan, in Iran, in North Kurdistan, because this Kurdish issue is a big issue. So I think also the Australian people, they can do a lot, making more pressure on their government, not to look for the interest only, to look for the future of the humanity. I think our friends over there in Australia, they can do a lot, and this is what we are expecting from them. And I would like to say again, if the Kurdish people, the Kurdish nation, lose in the Middle East, it means the eradication of the Kurdish nation all, and this is a loss for everybody, I mean for all the humanity. Well, thank you. I would like to thank you again very much, and I am happy to join and to talk to you, to express to you what we are suffering here, and we are still continuing. I promise we will struggle till we get the victory, not only for the Kurdish people, but also for the humanity, for the humanitarian values. We are side by side, and we should be honest for our struggle. Thank you very much for everybody, and thank you for this.